Stop scrolling. This decision can change your financial life for the next 10 to 20 years. Not your car, not your phone, not even your job. The house you buy as a first time buyer. And here's the problem: most first time buyers don't lose money because they made a bad decision. They lose money because they didn't even know what decisions they were actually making. They think they are just buying a home, but in reality, you're looking in your lifestyle, your monthly pressure, and your future flexibility all at once. And if you don't understand that clearly before you move forward, you can end up with a house you love and a situation you regret, because no one really sits you down and explains how this process actually works in real world. Not the internet version, not the 5 tips version, the real version. And if you are serious about getting this right, please do me a quick favor. Subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who is thinking about buying their first home. Drop a comment with where are you planning to buy, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss what's coming next, because what we are about to go through, most buyers only realize after they have already signed. The first thing you need to understand is that your first home is not just a purchase, it's a positioning decision. Most first time home buyers walk into this thinking, I just need to get into something. And while that sounds reasonable, it can also be very dangerous if you don't define what something actually means for your life. Because the home you choose determines your commute, your monthly comfort, your ability to save, your stress level, and even how flexible you are if something changes in your life. This is not just a house, this is a foundation. And here is where most buyers get it wrong. They focus heavily on getting approved, but not enough on what it actually feels like to live with that payment. There is a big difference between what a lender says you can afford and what you should comfortably live with. Lenders are looking at numbers on paper. You are living the real life version of those numbers. And when buyers pushes right up to their limit, thinking they are making the most of their approval, they often realize later that they have created a situation where every small expenses start to feel heavier than it should. Another thing that no one explains clearly is how emotional this process really is. You start looking at homes casually, just browsing, just exploring, and then suddenly you walk into one that feels right. The layout works, the light feels good, the neighborhood clicks, and in that moment, logic starts taking a backseat. You are no longer evaluating, you are attaching. And that's where buyers begin to make decisions faster than they should, justify things they would have questioned earlier, and move forward without fully analyzing the deal. And this is exactly why having a strategy matters before you fall in love with a home, not after. Because once you are emotionally in, it becomes much harder to step back and ask the right questions. Now, here is another reality most first time buyers don't understand fully. The market doesn't reward you for being new. It doesn't give you a discount because it's your first purchase. It doesn't slow down because you need more time to think. The market rewards prepared buyers. And that means understanding pricing, knowing your numbers, being clear on your limits, and being ready to act when the right opportunity shows up. Because hesitation at the wrong time can cost you just as much as rushing at the wrong time. And then there is the biggest misconceptions of all, that you need the perfect time to buy. This is where so many first time buyers get stuck. They wait for rates to drop, they wait for price to fall, they wait for the market to feel easier. But here's the truth: the perfect time almost never looks perfect when you are living in it. When rates drop, competition increases. When prices soften, uncertainty rises. When conditions improve, demand follows. There is always something happening, and waiting for everything to line up perfectly is one of the fastest ways to stay on the sidelines longer than you planned. The better approach is understanding what a strong opportunity looks like for you. A home that fits your lifestyle, a payment that gives you breathing room, a price that makes sense in the current market. Because when those three things align, that's when a smart decision happens. Not when everything feels perfect, but when everything makes sense. Another thing that separates smart buyers from struggling buyers is how they think about the future. Your first home is not your last home, it's a step. And when you treat it that way, your decisions become clearer. You stop trying to make everything perfect and you start focusing on making something solid, something that works today and gives you options tomorrow. Because real estate is not just about where you live, it's about how you move. And this is where a lot of first time home buyers actually miss a huge advantage. You have flexibility right now. You can choose your entry point, you can structure your deal, you can position yourself in the way that sets you up for your next move, but only if you stop thinking like someone who is just trying to buy a house and start thinking like someone who is making a strategic move. If you want help navigating this the right way, or need guidance for buying, selling, or investing in real estate anywhere in the country, the links to connect with me directly and for referral support are in the description below. And hey, also check out the free buyer and sellers resources while you are there. At the end of the day, the biggest mistake the first time home buyers make is not a bad property or a bad rate or even bad timing. It's a lack of clarity. Because when you don't fully understand what you are stepping into, everything feels bigger, riskier, and more overwhelming than it actually needs to be. But when you understand it, when you know your numbers, when you know your limits, when you know what actually matters, that's when everything changes. You stop guessing, you stop hesitating, and you start moving with confidence. If you're serious about getting this right, watch the next video on don't make an offer until you watch this. That's where I break down exactly what to do right before you go under contract so you don't make mistakes that cost you thousands. I'll see you in the next video.